Street in Winchester, Illinois is getting a name change, all in hopes of making it a little less confusing for your GPS. Mayor Rex McIntyre says the city has two Elm Streets, which are right next to each other. He says the council has decided to change 3 blocks of Elm Street in the residential zone behind the houses, so the new street name will not affect the residents' current addresses. It is going to be renamed to Fedder Street.
Recently, towards the end of February, lost one of our leading citizens, Mr. Elmer Fedder. He was the publisher and the owner of the newspaper, the Winchester Times, for over 40 years. Been here for a long time, and he's been a big supporter of Winchester, belonged to Kiwanis Club and things like that.
McIntyre says the portion of Elm Street that runs past the high school will not change. He says the school board wanted to keep their address to avoid state and federal regulations.